Hello everyone, welcome to CIS 101. This is Bob Hendry, and today is your lecture, or at least your class introduction, for November 5th, 2019. So welcome to class. Hopefully you all had a nice weekend and are ready to start a new week. Now, just a couple of housekeeping items before we get into what we're going to be covering. There's still a few midterms that are out, so if you can, please get your midterms into me because I want to get your grade out to you as soon as possible, just so we could kind of, get that checkbox kind of crossed and we can move on to other stuff. So if I don't see your midterm in the next couple days or so, you're going to be hearing from me. I'll send you a ping via email or contact you and let you know that I still need to get your midterm. One thing about your midterms is if you turn them into me, I haven't gotten them back to you yet because that's the one thing I don't get back until I kind of get them all in, because I got a couple of questions about that saying I didn't get my midterm grade yet, and I like to wait till they're all in before I send them back with feedback on them. So please get them in as soon as possible, and then we can move on from there. Also, we're halfway through our cloud portion of this class. Remember, we had three different portions. We had the language portion, the cloud portion, the network portion, and the language. Well, hold on, I think I got that mixed up. We had the database portion, the language portion, we had the cloud portion, and the network portion. So we're pretty much done. Well, actually, we are done with the database portion, and we're finished with the language portion, and we're almost finished with cloud, and we have networks to go. Now, as far as assignments go, we're really in the home stretch, and I think I reminded you of this and alluded to this last week. Is it kind of looks like we're kind of buried right now because a lot of you are kind of catching up on your assignments, but we only have a handful left, really. So we're kind of over the hump, if you will, and just kind of stick with it and just keep your head down and keep getting your work done, and you'll be fine. Now, we still have about 5 or 6 weeks left in the semester, and other than today, only 2 assignments to go. So we're really in good shape. So if you catch up with your assignments, we only got a couple that are outstanding, and then we'll be fine. Now, remember, if you looked at the syllabus, what I did is I changed a couple of the requirements for the labs. What I did is I changed up a little bit of the stuff that's due. Like, if you remember, we had a paper that was due. Now, what I did is I changed that to a networking regular lab assignment because I wanted to make sure that I had networking covered. So again, if you started that paper and you want to continue it, you can. I'll give you extra credit for it. Or if you don't want to complete it and just want to give it to me as it is, I'll give you credit for that as well. But most of you, I don't think, have started it yet. But if you want to, you can, and you will get extra credit for it. But it's not officially assigned anymore, so you can scratch that off your list. So anyway, where does that leave us? All right, we're just about ready to kind of dovetail out of cloud computing into networking. So we kind of have a different week or a different couple of weeks. Usually what we do is we have kind of a one-to-one correlation between the week and an assignment. Like, you'll have like week whatever, and then you have your assignment. Now, remember, sometimes we have 2 weeks, then an assignment. This is one of those. So I did assign you your next assignment, which is assignment number 10, but it's not due to the 17th of November. So next week, which is, next week, I'm not gonna assign anything. So basically you have this week, which is the week of November 4th. Now, remember, I know our class is the 5th, but when we talk about weeks of assignments, we talk about the week starting on a Monday. So we have this week and next week that's going to go into our assignment on our cloud lab. So this is how this is going to work. Now, you're going to get half of the lecture, which is going to be in your reading this week, and then you're going to get half of it next week. So rather than getting a different assignment next week, there's going to be the same assignment. So you have assignment 10, which is assigned to you right now. And next week, I'm just going to add to the material for that. So I'll give you some more reading, and I'll give you some more lectures, some more of my personal demo on that, but it'll be the same assignment. So what you're going to have to do, and I will remind you of this next week too, because who remembers that far ahead or that far back anyway, that when I do my class intro like I'm doing right now, and I do my demos, I'm going to remind you that this is for the same lab assignment. So lab assignment 10 is going to have like a part 1 lecture, and which is now, and a part 2, which will be next week. Now that's not that confusing because we do have some of those throughout the semester. And if you look at your syllabus, you'll see what I mean. That we have assignment 10 is divided into 2 lectures. So what is assignment 10? Okay, assignment 10 is more about cloud computing. You've already had the first lab on cloud computing, which was virtualization and how to create and spin up virtual servers. So hopefully all of you have done that, where you've went into DigitalOcean and either created your own account, or most of you used my account. And again, if you haven't done that yet, please do so. And when you log in the DigitalOcean, just shoot me an email and I'll give you the confirmation code, and then you could finish your lab assignment. So you're familiar at least with the concept and the process of cloud computing and virtualization, platform as a service, infrastructure as a service. You should know all the basics for those. And again, you should know the basics for spinning up your own virtual machines. Now, this is going to become very important to you guys, not just academically, but professionally as well. If you get into software development or operations or infrastructure, testing, QA, all that stuff, you're going to be spinning up virtual machines in some capacity or the other. So that lab was a worthwhile lab exercise just to get the experience of doing that. I think for most of you, that was your first experience or your first hands-on try at actually doing it, which is great because, like I said, there's going to be more of that to come. So we're going to continue and kind of ride that hand of success a little bit until the last half of cloud computing, which we're going to start really now, which I kind of got divided sort of into 2 different portions. We're going to start with cloud storage. Specifically, we're going to talk about some consumer cloud storage. We're going to be comparing and contrasting like Google Cloud with Dropbox, with OneDrive, and we're going to talk a little bit about the consumer offerings, of cloud storage, and then kind of dig a little bit deeper, have a deeper dive into cloud storage and look at how it's organized from a more technical level, not just from a marketing level or, hey, this is how you save stuff in Drive, this is how you can put something in Dropbox, this is how you can send out notifications, and this is how SharePoint works with OneDrive. It's going to be a little bit more complex than that. It's going to start out easy just like that, but I'm going to get into a little bit more of the X's and O's, the ones and zeros, and the technical aspects of how this stuff is represented from a technical level, and we're going to compare and contrast those. Now from there, we're going to kind of dovetail into next week a little bit, which is a continuation of cloud storage, and we're going to talk about some of the different vendors in a little bit more depth. And we're going to focus on Microsoft for Azure. We're also going to focus on Google Cloud, and one of my favorites, Amazon Web Services, or AWS, and all of the different trappings that are in there. So by the end of this lecture and this demo for this week and next week, you'll have everything that you need to do exercise or lab assignment 10. And again, it's not due to the 17th of November, so you have plenty of time. So I would like you to at least take a look at it within the next few days or so as you're doing your reading, your viewing, and you watch my demo, which is going to be posted with your viewing with the assignment. And even though you might not be able to get all of it, it might look a little overwhelming at first, but remember, you're only getting half of it this week and half of it next week. Now, I think it's kind of cool how, what we're going to be covering as far as storage goes, because the internals of how this stuff is actually kept is kind of, it's kind of a cool subject for me. How we're going to dig a little bit deeper and talk about like Amazon EC2, and we're going to talk about different ways and different paradigms and different sorts of methodologies that these different vendors use for cloud storage, for either commercial storage or consumer storage, or for, behind the scenes, bulk storage, like for big data and things of that nature. And that's something that's really changed quite a bit over the past 5 years or so. It's something that that's kind of new and emerging. And I was mentioning to a few of you, when we're having some informal conversations offline, that one of the things that's fascinating about this industry, and it's one of the things that's fascinating, to me, especially, someone that's been at this for a long time, is there's always new things that are out there. There's always new things to learn. And storage is one of the new emerging technologies that has really kind of grown a lot of wings over the last 5 years or so. So it's a lot of that's new to me because it's kind of new to everybody, where, back in the old days, you just would have a computer, you'd save stuff on your C drive or a network drive. And now with the cloud, even though cloud storage has been out for about 10 years or so, maybe a little bit longer, it's really only reached a lot of widespread acceptance and use over the past maybe half of a decade or so. So a lot of good stuff to be covered there. And again, from there, we're going to be covering more of the offerings of Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, and Amazon Web Services. So that is what we are going to be covering over the next 2 weeks. And again, this week is going to be the cloud storage capabilities and options. And then next week, it's going to be more of internet cloud networking. And that will conclude our lecture, or pardon me, our unit or our segment or section, or however you want to slice it up, on cloud. And then that just puts us into the last topic of the semester, which is networking. So we're making really good time. You guys keep at it. Keep at your lab exercises. Like I said, some of you, it might look like you have a lot to do. And remember, I said at the beginning of the semester, the first half of the semester is a lot of material and not that much hands-on work. And then it kind of flips, like right now at the end of the semester, where, I a couple of weeks, I kind of put things on cruise control a little bit and not introduce too much new stuff, just to kind of get you caught up. And that's kind of where we're at right now. So we have our cloud stuff that we need to finish over the next couple weeks or so, and then our networking labs, and we only have 2 of them, and then we have our finals, I believe, on the week of the 10th or so of December. Now, just as a reminder, in addition to our class time that we meet, I'm also available on Tuesdays, class time is on Tuesdays for us. I also am available on Wednesdays, usually after 5:15, either in my office, or you can send me an email and I can meet you somewhere in a classroom. On Wednesdays, I'm not necessarily in the M building. I actually teach in the English building. I'm not exactly sure how that happened, but I'm in the E building if you're looking for me on Wednesdays. And on Thursdays, you can find me in the M building as well. And sometimes on Fridays, I'm there as well. Specifically this week and this week only, I am doing, I am going to be working at East Leiden High School on Wednesday afternoon, representing our school, doing some recruiting for STEM students. So I will be I will be on campus a little bit early on Wednesday if you need to speak with me, or if you need some help with these lab assignments. And also, again, as a reminder, I'm available online all the time. If you send me an email with what's on your mind, send me some code examples, give me a few hours, and I'd be glad to take a look at it. All right, folks, thanks for listening. Click on the link for your assignment. There you're going to find up all your reading, and you're going to find my demo. And remember, next week, I'm going to remind you of this, I'm going to add to that assignment, so you're going to see some more reading. So keep track of what you're reading and what you're not. It won't be that hard, trust me. You'll figure it out once you get in there. So thanks for listening. I'll see you guys soon, and have a great day.